Welcome back to the half, where St. John's and Shrewsbury are currently tied up at 21 apiece, and I'm joined by both of the ADs at both schools, Mike Mead at St. John's and Jay Costa over here at Shrewsbury. Thank you guys for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
So first of all, Mike, it's your first year as AD. How has it been? How you kind of getting thrown into things right now, but how's the first year been so far?
So far, so good. It's been very exciting. Jay's been very helpful. All the Central Mass ADs have been extremely helpful with me so far. Other than Triple E, so far, so good. Thank you.
Yeah, of course, the Triple E for both of you guys has been pretty crazy. How do you get, how do you have to be creative in being able to get teams on the field for practice and games? We'll start with you.
Yeah, it's a lot of rearranging of schedules and just telling the students and the coaches, bear with us and work together. We all have a common goal of getting to the practice we need and the games we need. So it's working together and being in communication with Mike, being in the same community. We got the same rules and regulations, so we're on the phone quite often, making sure we're helping each other out.
Yeah, and Mike, you were literally thrown into this. It's right on the job, and here we are, Triple E, and right at it. So what were some things that you were kind of looking at too?
Well, one of the things we want to make sure is that the safety of the kids is first and foremost. So when we made the calls to move the games to Fridays at 4 or move it to a Saturday afternoon, it was all for the kids, and that's the most important thing, and that's why we do this. Jay and I have been talking a lot in the last 2 months here, and this is what high school athletics is all about. These games, the games like today, in a couple of weeks we got Wachusett. This Central Mass rivalries, they're unbelievable. I love it. So far, so good.
Now, both of you guys also have brand new fields. This field is gorgeous. You have the Jumbotron up there. We're able to see some video. What was the whole process like of getting this all set up?
It was a long process. It was tough. When we heard that St. John's got their 2 fields, we weren't going to let them win that battle. So we put on a campaign, and I'm really proud of it because the community came together. This is all privately funded. So it's been a great asset to both our programs. Makes our lives a little easier when we have weather issues. So it's been a lot of fun.
And then both of you guys, Shrewsbury, St. John's, you guys play across the board in all the sports. There's a huge rivalry, right in the same town. What has this rivalry been like? What are you seeing from these teams, throughout all these years?
Well, for me, I didn't grow up in Shrewsbury. I grew up in Easton, Mass. And for me, the St. John's-Shrewsbury rivalry is what, as I said earlier, high school athletics is about. Because they'll remember these moments. They'll remember this game. In the heat of the battle, sometimes you might lose your head a little bit. But when it's all said and done at the end of the day, you can shake each other's hand, wish each other luck. It's all about the competition. And that's what we're preparing for, life beyond athletics. And that's the most important thing.
Definitely.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's the lifelong friendships that you make. It's kids that grew up together. I was fortunate enough to experience that as an athlete. And, I'm friends. A lot of my friends went to St. John's. And, I hope the kids, they realize for 2 hours you battle. And then afterwards, you're hanging out and having a great time and telling these stories 10, 15, 20 years down the road.
And then, Mike said it's kind of like this brotherhood of ADs in Central Mass. How important is it to have that community and being able to, knock ideas off with other people as well?
Yeah, like I said to Mike when he came on board, it's one of the greatest fraternities out there. I think working together and having a common goal, like Mike said earlier, it's all about the kids. And when you keep that mindset there, it's all about the kids. It makes our relationships so much easier and a lot of fun. And this is why you play high school sports. It's a good time.
Great crowd today. A lot of people out here to see this game. Looking at Shrewsbury, what do you think they need to do in the second half here?
I think we got to control the clock, control the ball a little bit more, keep that high explosive offense off the field, and and win or lose this game so far, it's great entertainment and just been a lot of fun, and hopefully we can pull it out.
And definitely, then St. John's, what do you think they need to do?
Last team with the ball wins. That's pretty much what it comes down to. We're just alternating here, and as long as they get the ball in the hands of either Jay Brunel and Emon Dennis, I think we'll be okay.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining me. We'll have much more of the game after this break.